Hello and welcome to Mythical Meeples. Today I'll be unboxing the Solar Auxilia battle group for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. So within this box we get 28 miniatures, and you can see the art of these on the front here, or you can see them in more detail on the back here. So you get one Aethon Heavy Sentinel, a Solar Auxilia line command section consisting of 5 models, Solar Auxilia rifle section consisting of 20 models, which you can see here, a Dracosan armoured transport, and a Leman Russ battle tank. So without further ado, let's have a look inside this box. So as you can see here, you've got a host of sprues, you've got the instruction booklet here, which we'll go through bit by bit in a minute. This here is the Heavy Sentinel. This looks like the gun possibly for the tank. This is definitely part of the tank here. And these are the all tank pieces on the right hand side here. Oh, that bit goes along the bottom. So this looks like the command section over here. You can see the little icon. Oh, possibly not. Might be in the regular section. And here as well. And you've got the bottom part is the tank as well. So there's lots of tank sprues, not many infantry sprues, which is what you'd expect. Tanks are significantly bigger. And at the very bottom, you can see all of the bases. So these are either 25 or 28mm bases. And you've got your 80mm base for the Sentinel, along with two lots of two transfer sprues. So you've got your vehicle transfer sprue here. So you've got 1 to 10 in Roman numerals, and I'm not even going to try and work those out. Again, 1 to 10 in smaller size, and then Solar Auxilia symbols as well. Then your smaller sprue, you've just got a lot of different symbols, which you can see here. So annoyingly, the booklet doesn't have a section on which sprue comes with which, so you'll have to work it out for yourself, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So we're going to start by going through the Lass rifle section. So you can see here, you've got a lot of different steps for building these, but when you break it down, actually each model is quite simple. Build up your torso, you've got your arms and your head, or the back piece, sorry. Then you've got the shoulder pads. Then you've got your legs, along with some accessories on the side. You attach the legs to the torso, then you attach your head, and then you've got the potential of a Auxilia Vexilla. And then it's a similar process for the other warriors. You've got 5 different poses in total, one of which can be built as a sergeant. And again, you're just building up the body. You've got the sort of over the shoulder bit, arms, shoulder pads, legs, accessories. Stick the body and legs together, and then you've got the head. So let's just bring that bit closer so you can see that in more detail for poses 4 and 5. It's very similar for each model. So let's have a look at the sprues for that. So you get 5 of these sprues in the box, one of which is for the command section as well. We'll have a look at that in a second. So you can see your legs are all together, your arms are all together, body's all together. You've got your accessories here, what looks like some bayonets. So you can see all of the details on the guns. There's quite a lot of detail on them, like on the grenades as well, the cabling on the legs. So there's a lot to paint on here, but at the same time, if you're using washes or contrast paints, they should hold really, really well. A couple power sword options if you choose to go for that. Got power fist for your sergeant. So you've also got some cosmetic options for your leaders as well. Let's see if we can spot any mould lines. So the best place would probably be to look on legs, and you can just about make them out over here where my finger is, but they're really, really faint. Even looking in person, they're really faint, so they should be really easy to clean up, which is always a good thing. Let's have a look at the commands bits now. So for the most part, this is very similar to your Las Rifle section. Process the same is with the body, shoulder pads, and so on. But you also get some extra bits such as the augury scanner, which we'll have a look at a bit closer here. So you can see you've got a slightly different arm pose with your scanner. You also got the pointing pit. You've got your Auxilia companion, which looks like pretty much just like a regular Auxilia. You've got a command vox. You've got a cohorts vexilla as well, which is your sort of banner. And you've also got the options for a Solar Auxilia Legate Marshal. So you can build it with a Volkite, Serpenta, Inferno Pistol, Archaeotech Pistol, Thunderhammer, Paragon Blade, or you've got a Power Fist. And you've also got the Marshal or Captain, which you can build at the top, which again, you've got very similar options for. But so yeah, it's the same model as what you've got up there, but you've just got a different choice of weapons. So let's take a look at the sprue for this. So you get the sprue we've just seen for the Las Rifle section, but you also get this upgrade sprue. So you've got your commander hero model here. You can see the Thunderhammer, Power Sword. You've got the breastplate over here. Lots of different heads. See the boots and the arms over here. So it goes really, really well with the rest of the kit, and will give you some character to your units whilst they also fit the same aesthetics. Let's have a look for mould lines. So much like the Las Rifle section, they're really, really faint and far between. You can just about make them out on the front of the boot, but they are really, really faint and should be very quick to clean up. Next up, we have the Leman Russ strike tank. I'm not going to go through all of the steps here, but you can see here, you start off by building up the tracks, then the sort of main hull, put them together. Then you've got what looks like the Hunter Killer missile. Oh no, it's just the back bit on the exhaust. The rest of the exhaust here. You've got a couple different options for your turret, by the looks of it. And then you've got a choice of gun, so you can go battle cannon, Gravis las cannon, Vanquisher battle cannon, or Gravis auto cannon. I really like the look of the Vanquisher battle cannon, so we'll lightly build mine of that. And you can see sort of they're quite easy to assemble, and you stick them in the turret like so. Then you've got a choice of pintle mounted weapon, which goes at the front here. So you've got a heavy bolter, las cannon, auto cannon, multi-laser, and heavy flamer. And then you can see here you've got an option of closed or open hatch with room for a tank commander, like so. And you can also give the tank commander a pintle weapon, be a heavy flamer, multi-laser, or the heavy stubber. You've also got the option for a Cognis Signum, Hunter Killer missile, and you've got the Dozer blade at the front here. So you could end up with something like this. Just a couple of the different options you can go for. So a bit of trouble working out which sprues were which. I had to look online to identify, because there's a lot of tank sprues. You've got this smaller one. You've got this one with the hull. This one with the sort of track bits. And then this bit of the gun. And then both tanks get this bit with the dozer blade. So if you're looking for them, your best bet is to look on the website, or hopefully you can see enough of what we've got here to be able to identify which pieces. So let's have a look at the individual sprues now. We'll start with the big one. So you can see here, obviously the insides don't have a lot of detailing on. The insides here, the outsides, you've got lots of spaces to stick. So these are going to go on the inside, and you can see all the rivets on the tank here. See all the detailing on the track as well. So you've got plenty of details and lots of space for transfers. Less ideal for washes because of the large flat areas, if that's how you plan on plating your infantry. Not really a lot to see in the way of mould lines here, simply because of how it's designed. Can't actually make any out right now, but there might be a few on some of the other sprues. So again, you've got the same, you can see all the rivets here on this part of the sprue. The big pieces are quite easy to identify, which is nice. And again, the insides are flat because you won't see them. Again, looking for mould lines, they're hard to see on this bit, so we'll see if any of the smaller pieces have more easily identify mould lines. Next up is the cannons. So you can see the Vanquisher battle cannon here. You've got the regular battle cannon, las cannon you can see here. I think that's the auto cannon there. So each bit is nice and easy to identify. Again, the insides, not a lot of detail on the inside because you're not going to see them. But you've got all the rivets that you can see. So you've got lots of opportunities for details if you want them. Next up, we've got the piece with the dozer blade. So the back of this, you can see still has a lot of detail on, even though you're not going to see most of it. You can see the gunner, so it matches the aesthetics of the troops. You've got a heavy flamer here, multi-laser and auto cannon there, I think. The hunter killer missile by the looks of it. So you've got a nice amount of detail, and all the parts are really easy to identify. Not sure what that fluff is. So you can add some character to your tanks as well with these pieces, give them a bit of individuality. And we can potentially just about make up the mould lines on the underside of here, but they're really, really faint and should be quite easy to get rid of, especially as they're not very prominent on the whole of the model. Finally, you've got the hull mounted gun, so you can see the heavy flamer, you've got the heavy bolter, and so on. This is part of it. And again, it matches the aesthetics of the other models. Next in the book, we've got the Dracosan armoured transport. So it's very similar conceptually to the Leman Russ. Start by building up the sides, as you can see here with the tracks in. Do both sides. And then you're going to build up the hull and the sort of base of the model. Attach that all in. And then you build up the top bit. So, as you can see here and here. Then you've got a choice of Gravis laser cannon and Demolisher cannon. And again, you've got an option for tank commander, which you can see here and here. Then you've got your hunter killer missiles again, You've got your dozer blade, which you can make. And then, yeah, that's it at the end. So you've got a lot of steps. Obviously, we've skimmed through them because you don't need me to talk about how many different pieces of track you're going to need for your tracks. So in terms of sprues, here's what we get. So you get the same sprue here that we mentioned earlier. Otherwise, you've got these pieces for your transport. So you can see you've got the big pieces here. This one with all the tracks. This bit is like the underside by the looks of it, and the sort of top bit. And then you've got your guns here. So we're going to have a look through, start with the big one, and move on to the smaller ones as we work our way through. So it's very similar to the Leman Russ, as you'd expect. So you've got all the rivets that you can see, you've got the same similar design. Obviously it's longer. You can see the tracks here and here. The very bottom, I'll try and find one of the smaller pieces again to look for mould lines. But yeah, you can sort of get the idea with this. Big bulky pieces for the most part. Then we've got the second sprue, which again, very big bulky pieces. So cleaning these up should be really, really easy. If we're going to see any mould lines, we might see them on the edge here. Not sure if you can make them out. They're really, really faint. They'll be annoying in between the rivets, but they shouldn't be that difficult to remove. But again, this sprue is very much like the first sprue. Lots of big chunky pieces. And then you can see the bits of track and sort of other bits as well. Finally, we've got the last of the weapon sprue. I'm not going to look at the dozer blade one again because it's a bit pointless. But you can see you've got your las cannons here, demolisher cannons here. So it's really easy to make out the individual pieces. Last but not least, we've got the heavy Sentinel. So you can see already you've got a lot of small pieces that need to be assembled, such as these, and then attached to the bigger pieces of the hull. Here you've got the smaller pieces that go on the side of the Sentinel as well. And then you've got a lot of different options for your weapons. So you've got a choice of a missile battery, hunter-killer missile, Volkite culverin, autocannon, heavy incinerator, las cannon, multi-laser, and a melter lance. And then it takes you through all of the different weapon options here. So none of these look particularly difficult to build. So 2 or 3 pieces, with some of them having 4. So as you can see, you've got a lot of different bits that make up the legs here. You've got a few different options as well by the looks of it. And you can just work your way through. So you've built up the hull and the weapons, then you're building up the legs and so on. Once you build up the legs, you then build the pistons, and then you choose which of your weapons you want to attach, like so. So let's have a look at the sprue, which you can see here. So it's quite easy to identify which pieces is which. You've got the sides of the hull, you've got the legs here with the pistons. Here, you've got the weapons here, the missile launchers and hunter-killer missiles here. So finding what you want shouldn't be that difficult. Again, you've got similar aesthetics to your tanks. So you've got all the little rivets that you can make out here and here. You've got the same Solar Auxiliary symbols. So nice and easy and very, very sort of straightforward in terms of what you're looking at. So let's have a look for mould lines. So again, we've got the same issue looking for mould lines as we did before. Big chunky pieces. They are really, really faint. I don't know if you can make them out just here. Just where my finger is. They are there. They're not very prominent at all, which is good. So that is it for this video. If you want to pick up your own Games Workshop products in the EU or UK and you want to get them at discounted price, then head over to Element Games. There's a link in the description below. If you use that link and bookmark it as well so you can use it again, drops a cookie into your browser letting them know you've come from me, and I get 5% kickback on every purchase you make through that link at no extra cost to you. If you want to support me in other ways that don't cost you anything other than buying minis, then you can like, comment, subscribe. This helps me grow as a channel and be seen by more people as well. And it's always good to hear your feedback as well. If you want to see more from me, head over to mythicalmeeples.com, or you can support me on Patreon as well, where you'll get access to sneak previews, behind the scenes, and more content. There's a link for both of those in the description below. Once again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.